we have one great guest. He's going to come on a little bit later.
I'm catching on.
Tony Seatsma, everybody, the Wolverine Deer, longtime Super Farm puller. Rumor is, how long's the Super Farm class been around? I'm going to kind of lead into this story.
Okay, well, I understand that Region 3 did have a type of a Super Farm. But 96, we went to the first event for Super Farm, Region 2, and it was in Illinois. And we were the only tractor there. I could not believe it.
So you won.
And we won.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
You didn't screw that up, Tony.
Yeah, so 1996, and basically we've been a member of NTPA ever since.
Awesome.
And we got a lot to thank NTPA for. They've done a really nice job for us over the years, and we really appreciate it and that kind of thing. But anyway, we've been doing it every year, and then the second year there was a couple more tractors, and then it's kind of slowly took off, and then
now it's crazy.
Oh, I mean, here 10 years ago, we would have 72 tractors at a Grand National Bowl.
Wow.
So, and we were fortunate. The first Super Farm class in Bowling Green, we did win.
Did you get the ring?
Was a pull-off with a propane tractor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Mark Colbert.
Wow.
Yeah, Mark Colbert.
Yep,
So,
the Minneapolis Moline.
Yep, you bet. So we had to pull off. We went in there, and we got her done. But I think the only reason I won is my motor hung on because my clutch was slipping a little bit. and we actually outpulled it. So anyway, so them are some of the memories, of course. And then over the years, several regional wins, championships. We're still working on that Grand National.
Well, it all starts tonight, Tony.
I think it was probably 10 years ago, 15 years ago probably. We were up in Bowling Green, and we come in tied with a guy for Rob and Tom Zorn out of Nebraska.
Snoopy won, Snoopy too.
You bet. So out of New York. And so the first night, the two hooks, and the first night, Zorn's tractor has a problem. So we pull ahead of them by 7 points. But we got to pull the next night. And so anyway, we hook up there, and by gummy, for some reason, I'll never figure it out, the tractor acted like it was on ice, and they got me by 8 spots.
Oh.
So there you go.
You felt good for one day.
For one day. We celebrated pretty hard, you know. So, but
I like
anyway.
it.
But,
well, welcome, everybody. This is Countdown to Pull Time. We do this 90 minutes before every Grand National hooked at fullpull.live. We'll be live streaming. Again, if you're watching on Facebook right now or YouTube, or maybe you're watching on fullpull.live, you can get a monthly subscription for only $39.95, and you can see every single Grand National hook that month. And that's $10 a week, Chuck, Darren. That's a smoking deal.
Yep.
We got Hutchinson. We have Toma coming up yet this month, and you can get all that for $39. It's always better to be here. I mean, we're not going to deny that at all. But we're trying to bring you as a live experience with two announcers in the booth. Bruce Slaw will be in the booth tonight with Darren. I'm going to be bouncing in and out as well. Chuck Hobbs will be doing trackside. If anything happens on the track, he's going to bring that to you, the winner interviews and stuff like that. And then the countdown to pull time it's a little more less anxiety. We can kind of sit around a little bit because once the show gets moving and we're switching the cameras and stuff like that, our first one was in Benson last week, and we learned a lot from every event. We're just going to keep getting better and better and better. But to bring you the pulling fan, the highest level of live stream for the truck and tractor pull and for the NTPA Grand National, and that's what it deserves. So, Darren, you got any questions for Tony?
So, Tony, we were talking a little bit earlier. This is a family affair for you.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, you bet. Well, over the years, and I had 2 brothers, and they each had tractors. We called them both all the Wolverine Deer, 2, 3.
Yeah, I was always going to say that's really original.
Yeah.
Did you guys sit down and go, guys, what should we name the tractors?
Exactly. I've always felt that way about mine, by the way. But anyway, so then we actually became somewhat competitive. You know what I mean? After a while, we didn't even tell each other our secrets.
Yeah.
But anyway,
no more Christmas dinners together.
So
no more
anyway,
Thanksgiving.
so anyway, there were older brothers, and after a while, they just kind of burned out. Actually, Arlen Smits was their mechanic.
Yep.
And his wife wanted him to spend more time camping, so they had to sell the tractors. They just didn't. They were too busy.
Don't they know you can camp camp at a tractor pull?
Well, yeah, exactly. That's very true.
The wives don't always agree with that, Chuck.
But anyway, no, so that was a great experience. We were well known, of course, in the country, and the Puller magazine at that time was so great about putting out stories, and everybody got a chance to check you out, and everybody has been so gracious in the sport.
Yep.
And we've always had a lot of good friends and great competitors, and so it's just been something that I don't dare quit, because I just don't know what I would do. It's my hobby.
Some people quit and then they just kind of come back.
Yeah, that could happen for sure.
We don't want that. Don't be a quitter, Tony.
No.
So, Tony, what do you do for your day job?
We own greenhouses up in Allendale, Michigan. And we grow strictly wholesale. We have 6 acres of greenhouse, and we just got through a really busy season. We got everything shipped out, and so the kids, I got a grandson in with me and a son-in-law, and they're going to take over now for the rest of the season, and then Tony can go play. So It's been that way for a while.
That's awesome right there.
Yeah, you bet.
That's talk about family right there. That takes that family to
no. Now they're busy. They're all busy doing things. They have their own thing going. So I have a friend of mine, Mike Pitch, over there. He's been running with me. And
Mike's drove the tractor before.
Oh yeah, he runs the tractor at several of the regional events and stuff. So like I said, it's just a great sport.
Yeah.
Something that it's a passion for me, and hey, I guess because I was brought up on a tractor, I'm trying to make horsepower.
There you go. Hey, Tony, you said you've been with the NTPA around since 1996. What's the biggest advance you've seen since in the super farms? I mean, it's not just pulling a tractor out of the field anymore. There's a whole lot going on to it. But as far as advance, is it the electronics you can put on it now, or I know recast heads and everything's going on.
Right. Yeah. No. I mean, it's so big into the turbo, and I'm sure that in any diesel class, that's a big part of the program. When you got a good turbo, it opens you up for larger crossover pipes, bigger valves, all that stuff, and then you get more air through that motor.
What's just a ballpark range of your class today? Or 1,800 now, or 1,900? I mean, every dyno's different.
Now, if you have an intercooler, which we don't in NTPA, and so we're 1,700 at the dyno I go to. I go to Salabine over there in maybe Michigan. And,
the Super Farm Mafia, the Michigan Mafia.
Oh, he has changed the class.
Yes, he has.
No doubt.
Yep, some of the top super farms in the country come out of there at the NTPA.
I mean, the 3x3 turbo, when I left Toma the year that I met you.
In the late 90s?
Late 90s. We stopped at a guy by the name of Kevin Engelking.
I've heard of that guy. He's got a dyno or two.
Right in Rock City.
We pulled in there, and so it's the late 90s, and he put me on there, and I said, hey, these guys are catching me. I said, what are we going to do? He says, what are you doing here, blah, blah, blah. I said, hey, can you work with me, So he puts me on there. This is, of course, before Salabine. And we were 850 horse.
Wow. They've doubled.
In the late 90s.
Wow. That is amazing.
Remember when super farms, they would just fall on their butts at the end of the track?
Oh.
And now they're spinning out and they sound good.
Yeah, you bet.
Love it.
No, and I think we relate to the crowd. We're kind of like that farm level almost.
Kind of.
Making black smoke and stuff like that.
Have you ever thought about changing classes? I mean, I know you've been in it a long time. Pro stock doesn't. Diesel super
4-engine modified.
4-engine mods.
Tony on a mini. Let's start a petition. Tony Seatsma on a mini rod now.
Yeah,
you got the personality to be a mini ride. They're all just a little different.
Hey, watching them as close as I dare get. So it's like, hey, but no, we changing classes. I've won polls with pro stocks. Buddies have let me drive them. And there's something about that slow ride that is just kind of fun.
There you go.
And the people who compete in these larger classes where they make the 4,000 horsepower with really almost the same parts I have are just into power. They're into power. And I think my problem is I'm kind of like, hey, I just love to go tractor pull.
Well,
and that's the difference. I just don't
get
because these guys are doing such a tremendous job of running these tractor, and I always say my hat's off to these guys.
Yep.
It really is.
We're going to wrap it up with Tony. RJ just showed up. We're going to bring him in for a few minutes. So we'll wrap up the show with Ryan DeBroux, your defending Grand National champion. Actually, he won it on both sides last year. The old Playing with Fire.
Yeah.
And then we're going to talk to him, too, about his son has a super stock diesel truck now as well. But, Tony, good luck to you, sir, this season.
Hey,
keep the Wolverine deer out on top, man.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity.
You're welcome.
And thank you for what you guys do.
Yeah,
we're trying.
It's absolutely a brand new thing, and we can, it can grow the sport tremendously, right? So,
Yep.
Thank you, guys.
Yep. Thanks, Tony.
So, again, if you're watching us live on Facebook or YouTube, this is Countdown to Pull Time. We do this an hour and a half before every Grand National hook. We're going to have some competitors. We're going to have some promoters. We tried getting RJ on with us in Benson last week, but Brandon was back here working on the tractors, didn't really get time. So RJ kind of went down there with all the vehicles. Thanks, Tony. Appreciate you, buddy.
Thanks, Tony.
So we have RJ Simon, the promoter, sitting down with us here right now. We're going to sit down and talk with him for about 10 minutes as we watch all these beautiful two-wheel drives. This is the best background, Chuck, Darren, the big Case IH, and Raider Implement is their big title sponsor. RJ's had 90,000 phone calls today. So, RJ Simon, welcome to Countdown to Pull Time, sir.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate it.
Good seeing you, RJ.
Thanks, guys.
Well, talk to us. How you feeling, man? That track is going to be mean. As mean can be. So if you're thinking about shifting up, don't do it.
Yeah, no, it's going to be fun. We're excited about it. We worked hard on it. If you would have been here Wednesday, you would have had doubts. It was wet, very wet, and right now I just actually talked to Jim, and I kind of thought it was dry, and he said, "Hey, you just worry about you. I'll take care of the track."
You drive a tractor, I'll work on the track.
Yeah. You were questioning Jim Miller, RJ?
Yes, I was questioning Jim.
You
Miller,
trust with verification. Yeah, so
sometimes you just got to ask,
It's all good.
But yeah, no, it's we're pretty excited about it, and I rushed down here. I got my three two-wheel drives weighed in, and my four-wheel drive. The only thing left for me to weigh in is the semi, and I got a little time there, so I'll do that a little later. So
the first two classes out of the gate tonight, fans. Again, if you can't be here in Farley, we'd rather have you here in Farley. If not, you can join us on fullpull.live. Two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. And then we're going to go to mod and mod and pro stocks. And we're going to round out the night with super farms and semis. I think 128 or 124 hooks. Have you seen a final number yet?
I haven't.
We had a couple scratches. I know a couple guys are waiting on parts, but
we had a couple scratches, but overall, just
that's
great
huge
crowd. I mean, if we could see all the vehicles behind us, I mean, it's just behind the cameras. It's just crazy. They're all lined up. Lots of two-wheelers. The two-wheel drive class is way bigger than I expected, and because it's Grand National only. You have to have a Grand National license.
Okay, can you talk about that a little bit? How that works, RJ, this year in 24?
So we do something a little different here. I love the two-wheel drive class. This is what I started pulling in myself, but I don't like the big numbers of it. It gets tough for fans to sit and watch that big a class sometimes, and I understand that. So I limited to Grand National only. I said you have to have a Grand National license to come to Farley. Well, so every truck here has a Grand National license. No one has a region license, a state license. All these trucks are Grand National trucks, which what that equates to is you got the best trucks here. I mean, you don't have, not taking nothing away from a region guy. They're just as good as a Grand National. But, I mean, these guys are coming this season, I think, with two-wheel drives is going to be big.
Yeah, I agree. Darren, when you hear Farley, Iowa, the Farley Nationals, Simons, what does that mean to you as an announcer?
As an announcer, it's going to be a great event. We know how much Brandon and RJ and their dad Roger worked on this track and what it means to them as a family, the passion, the commitment they have to the sport. I mean, we have 6 classes here tonight. The Simon family's pulling in 5 of them. So the commitment they have across our sport to make our sport better, the professionalism they show, and the dedication to the sport of truck and tractor pulling to make it the best it can be. I mean, just a lot of respect for the Simon family.
Well, being around here today and watching all your staff and your family, it's been, I bet there's been a couple hundred people I've seen with Simon's trucking shirts on or Simon something, and it just cruising around and getting everything. Well, it's been amazing, RJ.
Yeah, I hate to say, but, the trucking company kind of right now is kind of taking a back seat to let's put on the best pull we can do. We're 3 years in a row of pull of the year.
And for Grand National?
Yeah, one
That's
year
awesome.
Grand National, then Pro Pulling League.
Champions Tour.
Tour, pull of the year, and before that was ECI pull of the year.
Awesome.
So we're just excited about that, and it just all goes back to all our help. The staff, and we're just trying to do this for the fans. I mean, I'm sure that you've seen some pictures on social media and stuff. I mean, we've done a ton of work in the past 2 weeks up around the grandstands to make it just very enjoyable for the fans. Pretty excited about that tonight, and the fans to have that view, and we're real excited about tonight. We're gonna do a few awards here at six-ish right in there, and we're gonna give away some funny awards.
So you got to tell them about tell them about this.
Yeah,
this is the coolest thing I've ever heard.
So yeah, we got
this is awesome.
A local company, Mighty M. They're just built right here down the road in Peosta, Iowa, and they donated a power washer. So we're like, how are we going to give that away? Like, we don't have enough gifts to give one to all the winners. So it's like, you know what? The guy that has the dirtiest hauler here is going to get a new power washer.
Does that count motorhomes? Because that'd probably be mine.
No, sorry, Chuck.
No, Jason would win that one. No.
He don't have one.
Well,
that's a full pull live motorhome.
That's Chase.
Okay. That's Chase Richardson's.
Well, okay.
But he'd take a power washer.
But yeah, so I seen one back there, and there's some good guys there's some great people. They're awesome competitors, and I seen their hauler, and I'm like, yep, I know what it's going to. I actually had Von Bauer out there with me, and I said I need a 50-50 here, and he's like, nope, you got my full vote. That's the one. So
I'm guessing from what I seen, I'm going to go with the Skeletons
for the dirtiest trailer.
The dirtiest trailer.
Dirtiest trailer.
Nope. Did I guess it?
Yeah, you might be. I don't know. I can't give nothing away. We're hoping we're going to hopefully have this live on the broadcast and show you guys. Me and Jason will be part of doing it, and got a couple other quick things we're going to do. And biggest thing we're just excited about, guys, is just pulling. We do this to have fun. As Darren said, we got a lot of equipment here pulling in 5 classes, but we're doing this because we love it. We have a lot of fun. Our father did this. This is what we grew up doing. This is our hobby. This is our fun. A lot of people, or even my wife's, mine and Brandon's wife's like, how can this be fun? You guys literally run your tails off all night long, whatever. And it's like, you know what? I think when we started out at Farley like this, it sets the bar because this is so much more because I'm being the promoter and everything. And my wife's beeping in now, doing all that. And it's so much to do besides just go to the pull.
Yep.
And that's one thing I always say, every fan or competitor for sure should promote a pull just once, just to know what it entails, because everyone works their tails off. That's why no matter how bad a facility might be, sometimes when I'm pulling, I always take a step back and breathe and just like, you know what, either way, they work their tail off to have us here and to do it. There's no bad event. There's just sometimes it's just not enough help or whatever, and we're fortunate. We got a lot of great help of our employees that come on board and help us out, and then Jason's been great, the whole full pull team and NTPA team just been phenomenal, and then Jim Miller and Melissa Graham just they're out here on Tuesday already, working just anything we need, they're here. Doing it. And then I can't do anything. We couldn't have this pull without all these great sponsors that are lined around here.
Well, you check out their beautiful backdrop, RJ. Raider Implement.
Raider Implement, these both were bought from Raider Implement, but these are both Simon's Cattle Company tractors.
Nice. So is it true that there's only a couple of those Black Knights?
I want to say there's 7 in the world.
Okay, one of your employees told me that there's only maybe 2 in the United States or something.
Yep. Yeah, there's very few.
Case has one and Simons have one.
So, wow.
Yeah, if you Chance McGrath is wanting that thing for his delership pretty bad.
That's
over there.
Everything's for sale, RJ.
Yeah, no, not.
Yeah, what's it saying? It's for sale. Doesn't mean it's on sale.
That's RJ's sign.
And we're going to get this T-shirt.
I've got a quick question for you, RJ. I've been thinking about it all week.
Yep.
2024 started out awesome for you guys. You guys did great down in Louisville, Pullers Championship. You guys did good out in Benson last weekend. When you come home, everybody says the hardest one to win is at home. Is there any more pressure? I know you've been promoting. Brandon's been working hard. Is there any more pressure, anything like that on the track for you, or what do you do different? You just think of it as another pull, or just take a deep breath and get in the seat? And
it doesn't feel any different to me. Look at me tonight. I'm going to jump in a 4-wheel drive. I think it's going to be my first vehicle, or a 2-wheel drive. I don't know. I'm running with I got a pedal clutch in the 4-wheel drive, and we're going to run a clutch pedal, obviously. Then the 2-wheel drive is just a slipper, so just no clutch pedal. And then I'm going to get into the semi later on. That's obviously a clutch pedal, but it's on the right side, so I got to run it with my right foot. So I'm everyone's like, how can you do that? I can jump. It's like, I don't know. I don't even really think about it, to be honest. I rev it up and hold my foot until it starts pushing her out, and away we go. And that's just what we're going to do. We just want to have fun tonight. And, we've just been blessed lately with great results and just great team. We got Brad Walkup, our crew chief. He's just killing it, just doing a great job. And then Mike Mullins came on board. He's been doing great. Steve Olson's here, Jason Waters, our whole crew. We just got so many people behind the scenes. Brad Schrader, Cody Olson. I mean, just everyone that's back in the shop. If we didn't have the guys in the shop and the guys at our business rounding it while we go, we wouldn't even be doing it, because it's just, there's a lot of times when we need to be back here probably working. Well, that's what last weekend. Brandon stayed here to get this all ready for the fans while I went down to Benson and drove his pro stock, and needless to say, I didn't do very good, so he didn't let me drive it this weekend.
So you only get to drive 4 of the 5.
Yeah, which is fine.
Well, Brandon, we'll let you get, or RJ, we'll let you get back. Sorry, you've been called worse than that.
I'm waiting for that bus picture to come up.
Yeah, thanks, Chase. Appreciate it.
Hey, fans, again, if you can't be here tonight, we start at 6:30 tonight. We start at 6 o'clock tomorrow. Farley is just west of Dubuque. What, 17 miles? How far are we?
Yeah,
20 miles.
Yep, 17 miles. Straight right on 20. It's 300 Raceway because it's exit 300, so it's pretty easy. Get off on exit 300 off Highway 20, and can't miss us. You can see us from the highway and everything. We're just follow the noise and smoke. Let's have fun. 70 and older is free. That's so cool that you do that. Yeah, my father started that, and it's just one of the things where he started that, and it's just one of the things where we stuck to it. And 70 and older are free. Come on out, have fun. He always just figured, they worked their tails off and they deserve it. So awesome. Yep. RJ, good luck tonight, buddy. Thank you. We'll need it. Thank you for welcome to 300 Raceway. Ryan DeBroux is going to be our next guest here, Grand National NTPA semi-champion. Ooh, you two are pulling against each other tonight. We should have them arm wrestle or something like that quick. He already scares you enough. But again, fans, if you're watching us on Facebook and YouTube and you want to watch Farley tonight because you can't be here, head over to fullpull.live. It's either $25 a session, or for an entire month, you can get a subscription for $39.95. You can watch Toma, you can watch Hutch, you can go back and watch Benson. And with your monthly subscription, you get all the replays as well. So it's an amazing deal. So we went John Deere, Tony Sietsma, right? And we got RJ Simon, and he's in all of the classes, so I don't even know how to define that guy. And then we got my buddy Ryan DeBroux, defending Grand National champion, Champions Tour champion. And I want to talk about your son having a super stock diesel truck.
That's pretty cool.
How did this happen?
A couple years ago, we have 3 boys that are growing up in this, and they put in a lot of time and effort with pulling and at work. And a couple years ago, three or four trucks sold, and I was like, ooh, maybe I should have started paying attention to this, and thought they went for a good value, and that's what they wanted to go in that class, the diesel super stock class, and we're friends with all those guys. They seem like a great group of people, and so we started paying attention and seeing if there's any feelers out there for anything that was coming up for sale.
So did you buy one or did you build one?
No, we bought a truck without an engine.
Okay, got a chassis.
Yep, so we got a rolling chassis. Basically had everything ready to go except the motor, and we were able to put a wrap on it, and that should be happening hopefully next week. Nice. And
debut in Hutch next week?
No, the motor's going to be a couple more weeks.
Is it? Okay.
The clutch can.
Oh, yes.
Of all goofy things.
Yep.
So
wow, that stinks.
So hopefully that shows up in a couple weeks. We need a couple chargers yet. Or actually need 3 chargers yet. But
a couple, 2 or 3.
Yeah.
A couple, 2 or 3.
Jeez. So the project's moving along. Never goes as fast as you want.
Right.
But we knew we were going to miss the beginning of the season. So, but we're pretty excited about that. Marshall's excited about that. So
you've been practicing the golf cart, making big semi-truck noises. All right, Farley, how many times have you pulled here?
First time.
Oh,
We've never been here before.
Yep. Okay.
Wow.
So to have your class here, Simons have to have a vehicle in the class.
Absolutely.
And then the super farms, I think they just flipped a hat or something like that. Darren, you got any questions for Ryan, the defending champ?
Yeah, Ryan, tell us about all the work that you put in to make that happen. I mean, you've been at this quite a while. You talk about putting the work in and working really, really hard. You have definitely put your heart and soul, your family,
all of it,
everything into this truck. Tell us what it meant to finally get to the mountaintop.
When we started this, we started doing national stuff 9 years ago. We used to load up, wash up, bring my family, travel across, all over, multiple states, and I knew I was getting last place. And we were electronic injection or fuel injection on the semi, and No one's really doing that on the NTPA side. Plenty of guys doing that in Ohio, and stuff like that, and out that direction. But over here, there wasn't so many, and you run into a lot of problems. Some problems they have answers for. Some problems sometimes you're the first one there, and that was a long struggle. And changing things. Start inching your way forward for all those years and all the work. But that was that was what I hung my hat on. That I wanted to go fuel injection. I didn't want to go buy a pump and away we go. That's super simple sounding, right? even if you buy a pump, it's not that simple.
No.
But that was the avenue that we were going to try and take, and it took forever. And it was a goal of mine to we won PPL in 18, I think.
Okay.
And we got second place once or twice in NTPA. Something happened, something broke. It's not simple. It looks on TV, it looks like, man, they just jump in there and
smash it.
All you got to do is let it eat, right?
Yeah.
And, it's been a long, long deal, and I wanted to win them both. And luckily enough, we were able to do it last year, and honestly, it's the last chance of doing it.
Darren, you're my statistician here. How many times has that happened? I mean, it has to line up perfect, like for hooks. I like how PPL and NTPA work together, and they try not to schedule on top of each other, right?
Until now.
Is there?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I didn't know that.
Next weekend, there's a conflict.
Okay.
So you have to choose which way you're going
That stinks, but I get it. I mean, associates take care of their promoters, but there's only so many top-level semis in the country. So how many do we have here tonight? Last I saw was 11 on the sheet.
There's 10 that made it. One's waiting on some parts.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Crazy KW's waiting on some parts.
Oh, man, the Cashton, Wisconsin guys.
Yeah. Those are friends of mine. Just talked to them on the way up. I was hoping when I saw their name that it was we got it.
Yep.
We're on our way.
Shoot.
So hopefully they can make it up for Hutch next weekend.
But yeah, for you to pull that off, Darren, can you think of anybody else that's, I mean, I don't know. I feel like a lot of the other classes, maybe Mod. I think Brett Berg's tried it a couple times in Mod, guys.
Yeah.
Hasn't he, Darren?
And Tommy Owens was close last year as well. There's been some that have been close, but I'm off the top of my head, I'm drawing a blank on anyone other than Ryan that's done it recently.
It just makes a hellacious year.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, your competitors here, if you're on the NTPA side today, maybe they got 2 weeks to get stuff righted up.
Right.
It's like,
because you guys go Hutch next weekend and then Toma.
Yep.
Then the NTPA is done until Chapel Hill. I don't think semis are at Chapel Hill.
No.
You know the schedules better than I do.
Chapel Hill, yes, they added them this year.
They did. Holy cow.
Yeah.
The line. Have you been down there?
No.
Legit.
Yeah.
I was there first time last year. You announced down there.
Yes.
He's on the mic down there, and it's amazing. It feels like a football stadium with the wrap around it and stuff.
Nice.
It is super cool. You're going to love it.
So, yeah, we were never able to do that. Wait, no. Chapel Hill, is that what added, or is it?
Do you think they're in Chapel Hill?
I don't think so.
No.
Well, see, I just bragged up Chapel Hill for nothing then. But it's still a hell of a pull. Yeah, the Lions Super Bowl the South. Yep.
Yeah. Chapel Hill is one of the best pulls in the country.
So, Ryan, if the boy wanted to go totally a different direction, let's say mini rod by chance, would you still have his back on a mini rod with these guys?
Chuck, why do you always got to go to the mini rod question?
Well,
is it because you're a mini rod puller, Chuck?
That could be.
So I have a snowmobile, a lawnmower, and my wife's vehicle that has spark plugs.
That's the only three things.
And some four-wheelers. And I don't know a damn thing about making them go faster. Well, that's totally. I could throw a baseball with my left hand better than I could do anything with that.
No, that's a good question. Like I said, I am a mini rod puller, not with chasing them guys down in the state level stuff, but no, these guys that try a mini rod or something, and heck, I even hear Chase has jumped into a two-wheeler that's not even.
He just got scaled up.
Yep. Not even his. And poor Holly, she got kicked out and got to be behind a camera. So that's really cool. I like seeing some of these guys. And if it wasn't a semi, what would be your other choice to drive?
Well, Marshall and Blake. So I have three boys: Marshall, Blake, and Chase. And the two oldest ones, they're interested in the diesel super stock, so that's great. It's a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. My youngest son, we were asking, well, what about this color? What about that? And Chase, the youngest one's like, I don't care. I'm not driving that thing. That's not for me. I want a pro stock.
So I guess the next one's going to be a pro stock. I take it. I hope you got a big trailer.
I got to tell you a quick story. The other day we're driving. Chase is sitting in the back seat of the truck, and
how old is Chase?
12. Okay. And he's like, Dad, how much is a pulling tractor? I'm like, I don't know. Before I knew pro stock, and I'm like, I don't know, $100,000 at least, And So, well, what class are you talking about? Well, pro stock. I'm like, oh no, that's way more
It's
than
like
that.
$500,000.
Yeah, and this is before all the new tractors rolled out. You know,
Yep.
that upped the ante on everything. And I said, I don't know. I said, you can't even buy one used for probably $375,000. And he didn't say nothing. And I'm driving, and Dad, that's only $268 a day until I'm 16. Now, I was so proud of him for doing the math. Right?
Yeah. Did you fact check him on that at all?
I did not, and I said, but I hated to burst his bubble, and I said, but the challenge we got is that you didn't earn $268 yesterday, and so far today we're not headed towards $268. I don't know how we're going to get there before you're 16. So, and then a week later, he cuts Grandpa's grass, and or his grandpa's grass, and he comes back with his money, and he's like, well, maybe this is how I can do it. So he had to do the math and figure it out. It was like 628 years from now, he can get that. And
hey, Grandpa, can I mow your yard every day, 3 times a day?
But the good news is, if he mows 2, it's half as much time.
I like it.
But honestly, what I'm most proud about, though, out of this whole conversation, is that with the super stock and with the pro stock tractor, not saying that's happening, but
It will.
Their attitudes were, how am I going to earn it?
Yeah, they're looking forward.
And that's what I'm hanging my hat on. That's what I'm proud of.
That's awesome.
That's raising some good kids right there.
So we're going to start wrapping this up, but I got 2 important questions. One, is the golf cart ready for the season?
It is.
Because the boys, if you don't know the DeBroux family and those kids in that golf cart, they how many? It takes a beating. It takes a beating.
Yep. It's impressed it's still here. Or I'm impressed it's still here.
Predictions for 24 Grand National Championship. What are you thinking?
There's 11 guys that are signed up, and there's nothing that's a gimme. There's nothing easy. Any of the ways, every one of those guys is ready to rock and roll. They've spent all winter getting ready. No one loads up and washes up and hauls their stuff here for second place on purpose.
Right.
So they're ready to rock and roll. It's a great group of guys. They're from all over. I mean, Minnesota, Wisconsin.
The New York, Jeff Reese, he's from New York.
Yeah.
Is he from New York, Darren?
Yep.
Yes, and Brian Ellithorpe's from Vermont.
Vermont. So I mean,
Yep.
that's a gamut of land.
Yeah.
Ryan, have you had yours out in 24 yet?
TPC.
TPC, that's
Yep.
right. You were down at TPC.
And then we did the truck boat.
Mac trailer.
Mac
winter
trailer.
national.
Yep.
So
So you got a little time under the belt in
yeah,
24.
and we actually hopefully have a problem behind us. So I'm pretty excited about that. So that maybe we can go. TPC, we were down there. Great show, great crowds.
Hey, we're mailing checks Monday, just so you know. We're about a week late than what we said, so I just want to throw that in there.
Gotcha.
Takes a little longer to input all that stuff than we had thought.
But
So.
yeah, I thought that was a great show, a lot of fun. Great track, way more traction than I ever thought it had.
It's getting better every year. Yeah,
So-
Brad, our promoter down there, just really been working with us on that.
Yep. So yeah,
So first time to Farley. When you rolled in, this is awesome. Raceway. Have you walked on the track yet? It's a sticky icky.
yeah, and that's all I heard from everybody the other years, and it's like, well, it'd be fun to go down there if they ever had semis, and I guess mini rods are out this year, and
Yeah,
semis are in. So.
RJ's most excited about driving a semi tonight. He told me off the air.
Yeah.
Just because it's his hometown and they own a trucking company and drivers wanted and
Yeah, well, I'm here to put a shadow on his dreams.
yeah, please do.
So
Please do make it happen. Because that's what he said. We're going to have him arm wrestle it out a little bit. It's all good. Hey, Ryan, good luck this season. Thank you you are a great ambassador of the sport. Your wife's awesome. She's beautiful. She's nice. You're great people, and your kids are always awesome. And you get it. You get the big picture, and thank you for that, buddy.
I got to do a couple plugs though.
Please do. Bennett
Transportation and Logistics, our main sponsor. Great company. Also with them is Ace Dorn. Ace is now part of the Bennett family of companies. They do, as a group, they do some cool stuff. On the small side, they deliver like RVs and construction trailers and boats and cargo trailers and stuff. So you have people with pickup trucks hooking on and driving around with pickup trucks doing all their hauling that way. I met one lady, I think she has 1.6 million miles on a Dodge.
Wow.
So that's Bennett Driveaway. And on the large side, they haul the SpaceX rocket.
Wow. Cool.
And everything in
That's
between.
cool.
Very.
Boss Cranes, they got like 50 cranes. They redid a refinery with 50 cranes set up there.
Wow.
They got a lot of cool stuff. Super cool group of people. Their employees, their family that they call them. They're awesome. to be with, that were associated with them. And then also Cat Reman. Cat came on last year also, and that's been a fun partnership. We twist the hell out of a Cat engine.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
What more can sell confidence and than being associated with them? So shout out to Cat Reman and Bennett and Ace Dorn, and then my guys at home. They're gonna have a watch party tonight.
Nice.
My guys back at DeBroux Custom Work. They're getting work done while we're off traveling around. And they're doing stuff during the week, either out in the fields for customers or else back at the shop. So that's an important part for me. And then my mechanic, Brad Geisel.
Nice.
Lots of wrenching, keep this thing going. So.
Yep, good deal. Ryan, good luck this season. Thanks for joining us.
Ryan.
Thanks, guys.
Good luck.
Countdown to pull time. Hopefully get you again. So, Chuck, 30 seconds. What's your 30 seconds takeaway? We're going to wrap this baby up.
My 30 seconds of Farley here. Beautiful facility, great competitors, some of the best in the country. I mean, they've come from almost all four corners of the United States, and it's going to be a heck of a show. It's nothing guaranteed, like Ryan said. No one come here for second place.
Mr. Hartwell.
Yeah, same. I mean, we have a beautiful facility. The top competitors in the world are here in Farley, Iowa. The Simon family and their crew and their friends and family have done a great job getting everything prepared. The track, the grandstands, the whole grounds here. We are ready to roll, and let's go pulling.
Thank you for watching Countdown to Pull Time. If you can't be here, head over to fullpull.live and buy the monthly subscription of $39.99 a month or $25 a session. But the monthly subscription is a smoking deal. We'll be back here tomorrow night at 4:30 Central Standard Time, Central Daylight Time, for Countdown to Pull Time, and we'll probably have we'll bring some winners in from tonight and different things like that. So hopefully we bring Ryan back.
I was going to say, hope we see Ryan again tomorrow night, but I don't know. RJ's out there in his. He's chomping.
And Nikki's Nightmare, too.
Yeah,
so.
Nikki's Night. We got some tough ones.
Already been half of Darren, Chuck Hobbs, Ryan DeBroux. I'm Jason Schultz. Talk to you later.